You know, this is really a story about a choice. Imagine this, a university in Pakistan is brutally attacked. What do? Do you close your doors, give in to fear, or do you double down on your entire mission? To really get the choice they made, we have to first understand the powerful pacifist philosophy this place was built on.
So, long before there was a university, there was the man it's named after, Abdul Ghaffar Khan, better known as Bacha Khan. He was actually a contemporary of Gandhi, a real giant of nonviolent resistance, and he believed that the most powerful weapon you could have against conflict, well, it wasn't a gun, it was a book. And that idea, that kind of radical belief in peace and education, that's the very soul of the university we're looking at today.
Okay, so you had this really powerful vision, right? And from that vision, a new institution was born. Let's dive into its hopeful beginnings. So back in 2012, Bacha Khan University opens its doors in Charsadda. And you've got to understand, this was way more than just a new building with some classrooms. It was a promise to be a beacon of learning and research, not just for the local community, but for the whole country. It was this tangible symbol of a more peaceful, more educated future for Pakistan.
But that hope, all of that promise, it was about to be tested in the most brutal way you can possibly imagine.
If you look at this timeline, it really tells a story of incredible highs and devastating lows. You know, it all starts in 2012 with so much promise, and then, just 4 years later, tragedy strikes. But, and this is the most important part, the story does not end in 2016. What happened next was a conscious, deliberate choice to rebuild and to expand, refusing to let violence have the final word. On January 20th, 2016, that's the day the unthinkable happened. The campus, this place of learning and hope, was targeted by terrorists. At least 20 people, students and staff, were killed. And let's be clear, this wasn't random. It was a direct assault on the very idea of education, specifically designed to shatter hope and just stop progress dead in its tracks. But here's the thing. In the face of all that darkness, the university community made a choice, a really powerful choice. They flat out refused to be defined by fear. Instead, they chose to honor their namesake's legacy by recommitting to their mission, building a better future, one student, one degree at a time. And you can see their strategy for recovery right here, in this quote from the university's leadership. They're not just, fixing broken windows or rebuilding walls. They're going deeper. They're reinforcing their core values. The goal now is to build something even stronger than before, a progressive, inclusive place that is laser-focused on one thing: helping its students succeed. And you can actually see this commitment in how much they've grown. I mean, the university now offers the whole shebang: bachelor's degrees, master's programs, all the way up to PhDs. We're talking about providing deep, specialized learning for its more than 3,000 students. And get this, look at the kinds of programs they're adding. This isn't just about getting back to how things were. Nope. This is about taking a huge leap forward. Offering a degree in artificial intelligence? That's not just a sign of recovery. It's them signaling, loud and clear, that they are getting their students ready to compete in the global 21st century economy. Right, and it's not just AI. They've also added a degree in data science, another field that's absolutely critical for the future. You see the strategy here, right? They're giving the next generation the most powerful, most relevant skills to not just get a job, but to actually go out and build the future. Okay, so all of this is great, the new programs, the vision, but what does it actually mean for the students themselves? What's the real-world impact? Let's take a look. All right, meet Muhammad Amir. He was a bright student in the Department of Computing, learning his craft inside the very same walls that had been attacked just a few years earlier. And where is he today? He's an assistant computer programmer at the Peshawar High Court. Now, just pause and think about that for a second. A graduate from a university that extremists tried to destroy is now using technology to strengthen the rule of law. I mean, that is the mission in action right there. And it's not just a one-off story. He's not alone. Let's talk about Muhammad Ibrar, another grad from that same computer science program. His journey took him to a really important role as a data control officer at the Ministry of Defense. See, these aren't just jobs. These graduates are becoming vital parts of the country's infrastructure, its security, its future. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, the philosophy was founded on, how they responded to that awful tragedy, their focus on the future, and of course the success of their students, well, the university becomes something more than just a place to get a degree. It really becomes a symbol.
And that really brings us to the big question at the heart of this entire story. In a world where schools and learning are so often targets, can a place like this, a place of education, actually win out over violence?
Well, the story of Bacha Khan University gives us a pretty powerful answer. By refusing to let its darkest day define it, and by doubling down on its mission to educate and empower, it shows us something incredible. It shows that the best, most lasting response to destruction is creation. This university isn't just surviving, it is thriving. And its answer to that question? It is a loud, clear, resounding yes.